If you do not have the mind for scary videos, I think it is time you turned back. But if you are, let's get right into it. The bad thing about this first clip is that you cannot put yourself in the shoes of the person in this video. It is not just a part of the house. These strangers are surrounding the whole house.
Where are you?
Something is going on in the kitchen. At first, she doesn't seem to know that there is a likely strange presence. But what happens when she does? Find out here. This creature came from the sea, but can you recognize the skeleton?
What would you do if you were walking your dog on the beach and you found this? Does anyone know what that might be? Because I have no idea.
What is going on in these trees? They appear to act without any form of influence.
Have you ever seen these videos of trees actually moving? They completely reposition themselves. These videos are really strange. In this one, you'll see this tree is thrashing around, and at first I thought maybe it was being cut down or something like that, but then it completely repositions itself in the forest here. Just watch. Right here, it moves spots. I slowed it down right here so you can see it. The biggest question in this is how? How are these trees moving like this? It honestly doesn't make any sense. All the trees in these videos are very large trees. But when you think about the root system, it has to be huge in order to hold the tree into the ground. People are saying this is a video of a tree dislocating its roots to move. And to me, it honestly looks like a heartbeat or breathing, but it could simply be some sort of water underneath the ground. This photo is a photo of a walking tree. It's called a walking palm, but they only move 2 to 4 centimeters a year, so I don't think that explains these trees moving like this. And when you watch trees in landslides, they essentially just fall. Do you think these trees are actually moving on their own? I feel like it would be really hard to make them move this way. People have even went as far as to say that spirits have possessed these trees. Do you think it's really good special editing?
Weird things go on every time, right? But what happens when you see something that should remain in the movies? What would you do?
What would you do if you saw a mysterious creature outside your house? This TikToker has been documenting some weird things going on around his house, and they're pretty freaky. He recently caught this video, and when I tell you this gave me absolute chills, watch this video.
Okay. Get the other side. Oh, damn. Holy shit. All right. Some of the bitch just went on the other side of the house. Oh. Oh. What the hell? Where'd it go? What is that?
Sir, that's not your house anymore.
Some things have been found in the Atlantic Ocean that no one knows what they are, not even till this present moment. Check it out.
In 2015, in the Atlantic Ocean, something scary was caught on camera. No one knows what it was. The underwater drone was leaving the site and heading to the surface till it caught something moving in the distance. Did you see it?
This seems like the primary advice to give, but in this type of scenario that these girls are in, you do not keep walking. You run as fast as you can.
What would you do if you went exploring in the woods and you heard something that wasn't quite right? These girls decided they were going to go for a walk in an abandoned place and heard something extremely unsettling. And that's when you know it's time to go.
Would you believe that most of the horror stories you have watched in the movies are actually based on real-life events? Well, some of them are.
Have you two been playing with this? Taking turns scaring the wits out of each other? No wonder I can't get a good night's sleep. No, I don't want to hear another word. Now get back to bed, the lot of you! I've seen it with my own eyes. The bloody thing went clear across the room. What? Well?
It's cold. Well, I've been through the house. There's no one there.
Police are at our house.
Well, I called them.
It is fine to want to seem in control and explore in random places, but it gets to a point where you know you should have stayed back.
This is why you should never go exploring random places on your own.
Sounds like, what, is that wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here and head back out to the portal. That was weird.
That man was way too calm getting out of there. I'd be running with the power of an Olympic gold medalist.
You can explore the woods and pray nothing happens, but do not cross the line in exploring the insides of an abandoned mental hospital. Do not.
This is why you should never explore an abandoned hospital. A couple were obsessed with the paranormal and abandoned places, so when they found this hospital abandoned in the middle of nowhere, they knew that they had to explore. And so, they made their way to this abandoned hospital in the middle of nowhere, but to their surprise, the front door of the hospital was unlocked and they walked into the reception area. The whole place was in a state of disrepair and had been abandoned in the late 40s. Stretchers, beds, chairs, debris, everything was left out in the open to decay. And this is exactly what they were hoping to find. An abandoned, creepy, unsettling abandoned hospital. After a while, they found one of the doctor's offices, and while snooping through their files, they found out about some experiments that took place at this hospital. From what they could gather from the files, it seemed that the doctors and nurses were experimenting on people of all ages with different types of substances, and taking notes as to the effects of each one. It was around this time that they started catching glimpses of other people in the building, only quickly, and then they'd be gone, as if their imagination was playing tricks on them. They'd see small figures off in the distance, which stayed longer and longer each time they saw them. Until finally, they were just there and they didn't disappear. They tried calling out to them, but they wouldn't respond. They looked like children, but there was something off about them. Their eyes were black for one, and they didn't have the demeanor of children. And every time they saw them, they were getting closer and closer, just staring at them without moving. Unable to communicate with these things, they started to worry the couple, and they decided it was time to leave. However, just as soon as they decided this course of action, the things started chasing them. Regardless, they made it out of the building unscathed and went back home. However, not soon after, they started to just see them all around in their normal lives, like when they were out driving in the middle of the road, or outside of restaurants, waiting for them to finish eating. These sightings were freaking them out as they started to become more and more frequent and closer to home, until finally they did start seeing them outside their home. Unfortunately, it only got worse from there as they started seeing them within their house, and whoever they told, they were never around to see them and just thought they were going crazy. Until one night when they found them finally outside their bedroom, and that was the last anyone had ever heard of the couple after that.
Don't get me wrong, this is a bit funny, but this doesn't mean it is not scary. What on earth is that sound? Have you ever wondered what it looks like to haunt a person? Well, check out the haunting of Tim Sayer.
The following takes place on my third clear. It's 3:05 a.m. What occurs in this video has happened before, but this is the first time I feel it's specifically meant for me. A warning. Cold air just blew ahead of me. It hurt. My heart is pounding, but I have to keep moving, always. There's an awful smell permeating. I don't know how much longer I can continue this. I'm still the lone guard on night shift. Night 2.
There is no way this doll is normal. Everything about it seems and screams creepy.
Hey, look at this. What wouldn't... Okay, what... Okay, that must have been from a play. Okay, now I gotta really check, is this real? This is the most disturbing thing I've seen in my freaking life! Jeez! Alright, no, I didn't do that. That sounded like it came from down the end of this hallway. Oh, come on. I think I have enough information here.
In this clip, you would get to hear the story of the father who murdered his son's abuser on a national network. It is kind of disturbing.
The father who murdered his son's abuser on a national network. Jody. Jeffabus Vero are Jody and Gary, father and son. Moment broadcast on national network.
Hold on to your seat as this video progresses and pay attention.
Things that bother you, they never bother me. I feel happy and fine, living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight.
This video is scary enough, but the scenario and how tense the guy is makes it worse.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. خلنا نشوف يلي هنا أنت آدمي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحين غير الحين بنحول. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. بسم الله يا رب احمد يا الوضع. والله ما يبصح تموت. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
This cop is definitely traumatized for life.
Man, I don't see a camera in there. Do you want to look at it?
I'm gonna go up there and film it from that height. Go ahead.
Oh. What's up there? Yeah, it looks like someone just like...
It's crawl space. It's not appropriate. You're like, if you would clean the shower a few times, you would know that. Come on, man.
I mean, most people don't look up when they clean stuff. I'm being honest with you.
Okay. This is why we film shit. Tell me that again. Your answer was, oh, it's on there. It's on it. So, thank you.
Did you see a camera?
No, I'll show you something else in the program so you can see this. Because you can't walk on this.
You can't walk on it.
We're not worried about people looking through here. No, I mean that is a whole lot of weirdness. I mean, how would this hole get made from the inside when it's poking downward? I mean, that's a...
You can't be scared already, right?